This is Dabu 7. We have the largest private sector nurses strike in U.S. history kicking off today, with thousands of workers in hospitals across Minnesota, Wisconsin, and what could soon be other states joining. They're all demanding better working conditions and higher wages. So the strikes have been ongoing for the past year. Employees reporting to be exhausted and struggling to keep up with price rises. And we have this 3-day nurses stoppage going into effect from today, and it will last until Thursday morning. So there's people out in the streets right now holding signs bearing the message or messages such as patience before profits. And they've got people gathering in groups in front of different locations. So hospitals are planning to continue to provide care, albeit with possible disruptions. You can expect to see these people protesting at 16 different affected hospitals at least. And remember, this is across 2 different states here. Right now, in Minnesota, they're saying that nurses are overwhelmed, hospitals understaffed, and patients are being overcharged. So this is another aspect of things shutting down in this country. We have the railroad talking about the same thing. Look at the timing of everything. And what's it all doing? It's all feeding into shutting down this country, which is exactly what they are doing by design. I'll leave links below. Join me for the live streams Monday, Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern, right here on Dabu 777. Much love, y'all.
Shalom, shalom. Before I start, I want to give all honors and glories and praises to Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Yahweh Kakodash, Yahweh, which is the one only true name of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, but his one only true name is Yahweh Shai. I would like to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, because those are the men who I learned this truth from through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem Shai. Peace, blessings, salutations to the hopeful elect. And shalom to you, sincere brothers scattered abroad, pushing forth this word in truth and sincerity. I am your brother Mashiach Arazakah from the Servants of Yahweh Yahweh Shai Camp, Las Vegas, Nevada branch. And pretty much, as you heard in the video of Dabu 777, there's nurses that are on strike, as well as patients there that work, that's patients at the hospitals. They're on strike as well, because the prices for them to see a doctor or to see somebody is rising. It rises on them. And I've been to the hospital probably like 2 months back, 3 months back, just for some medicine for my throat, and they were charging me, and I'll put myself out there, they were charging me at least $1,200 just for taking some medicine. So it's really getting out. The prices is really getting high. You charging somebody $1,200 for taking some medicine. You didn't even do anything else but just gave a person, some medicine. Luckily, I had insurance, but you had people, that's in the hospital. They're making people pay at least $1,200 to $1,500 just for taking some medicine. All right, so I've experienced it myself. Luckily I had insurance, but you got people out there that don't have insurance, so the prices is rising. But you got patients that's being overcharged for their service, for being, given medicine or checked out or whatever it is. And you also have nurses that's being overworked in the hospitals. So it's causing a lot of people to bug out. It's causing a lot of people to be bugged out. And this is why, again, like the elders and apostles of Great Millstone been saying for years, this place is going to collapse. This place is really going to collapse. People, nurses is being super overworked. All right. A lot of them are not working. They're starting to refuse to work because they're being overworked. Patients is being overcharged with prices, and it's affecting, basically it's affecting the economy. Because if there's no nurses in the hospitals, that's going to be a serious problem. So it says huge U.S. nurses strike begins with 1,500 pause working. That's a lot of nurse employees to be on strike, not working. All right, they're being overworked. People are getting upset. People, are fed up. They don't like it. It can affect the economy. This can affect the economy. This can affect a lot because, the U.S. needs nurses, especially those that are sick, those, that, are having seizures, some type of medical condition. The nurses are always the ones there to do the helping, also with the doctor, but the nurses are the main ones there to help. But with, a very few limited of nurses in the hospitals, this is not really that. This ain't good. It's not really good. It ain't good at all. It says the largest private sector nurses strike in U.S. history kicked off Monday. It says organizers said with some 1,500 workers in the hospitals across Minnesota, Wisconsin demanding better working conditions and higher wages. So they're not even getting paid what, because they're overworking them. So they supposed to be getting paid, probably more than what they're getting paid for. And they're probably not getting paid, what they should be getting paid. All right. And this is why, again, I say, you women out here that's in these nurses fields, because there's a lot of women, independent women that's working nurses jobs. You got your degree and you got all this stuff. Well, look at what's happening. You got people right now that's not getting paid what they should be getting paid, and they got degrees and all that. So it doesn't matter about you having a degree. It don't matter about any of that. You a 10 because you got a degree. You got all this. Look at this. There's nurses that's not even getting paid their actual wages, because when you work overtime, you're supposed to be getting paid way more. They're overworking them, and they're not even getting paid what they should be getting paid. So this is bugging and tripping a lot of people out. People working probably double the hours that they should be working. This is fucking with a lot of people's, bills. Mess with people's bills, etc. Some of these nurses, they don't get days off like, other people do, working. They don't get 2 days off and shit. They gotta work 24 hours a day. They don't get really that much to get days off like that. It says 1,500 workers in hospitals across Minnesota and Wisconsin demanding better working conditions and higher wages. So they're probably not making what they should be making. So that's why they on strike as well. They being overworked and they're not getting paid what they should be getting paid. They supposed to be getting way more than whatever they're getting paid. It says strikes in the United States have occurred recently over the past year. So this has been happening for a whole past over a year already. I was thinking, maybe it was just a couple of months, but this has been going on over a year. It says with employees reporting to be exhausted by working during the COVID-19 pandemic and struggling with price rises. Damn. So yeah, the pandemic. I remember when the pandemic happened in 2020 with the COVID-19 pandemic. Nurses were actually, some of them were relieved, let go for not getting, I don't want to say the word, but you should know what I mean, for not getting it. People was laid off for that. But when those nurses that got laid off, the ones that remained, the ones that did, get that, they were overworked. And now they tired of shit. That's a long time. It says with prices. And that could probably be struggling with bills, etc. Because everybody did get a raise. Everybody got raises out here in Nevada. If you didn't get a raise at your job, then something is wrong. But in Vegas, everybody got raises. Everybody's making at least probably $17 to $18 an hour out here. But the thing is the rent has gotten raised up even more. So rent went from $900 to like $1,500, $1,600 out here. If you get a 1-bedroom apartment out here, that shit is like $1,200, $1,300 for a 1-bedroom apartment. So shit is really hitting the fan out here. You have a lot of gentrification out here. You got contractors coming into the city and buying up everything and then rising the prices up. All right, and then pushing all the the poor people out on the outskirts and rising up everything in the city. And that's what you have going on right now. I'm just using this as an example. So you got people, that's working. You got people that work as a nurse, etc. But it ain't enough to cover their bills now. So this is bugging people out. It says the 3-day nurses. It says stoppage was set to the last unit Thursday morning, according to the spokesman for Minnesota Nurses Association, which was coordinating the action. It says holding signs bearing messages such as patients before profits. Employees gathered in groups in the early morning hours to protest outside some of the 16 affected hospitals, according to the photographs and the Union Post online. It says hospitals have planned to continue providing care, albeit with possible disruptions. Alright, and there's more to read on that, but I just wanted to read the main point. So now we're going to go to the scriptures. Alright, now this is exactly why you can't be treated in this place as your resting place. There's a lot of things going on. Also, he mentioned, I should have said this in the beginning of this video, he also mentioned the railroad shutdown, which they're on strike on that. So there's a lot of uproars going on amongst the U.S., and we can see the things that is happening. A lot of falling is taking place. Alright? And we're going to get some scriptures out now. And this is, I'm going to go to Micah 2:10, actually. In the New Testament. This is Micah 2:10. Alright? This is Micah chapter 2. This phone always do that. 2:10. So like this phone does that. Like I'll hit the Old Testament and then it'll take me to the New Testament. I don't know why this phone on this app does that. This is Micah chapter 2 and verse 10. It says, "Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest." We're not in a time of peace. Alright, this is not our rest. This is why the elders and Apostle Greek Millstone said, don't get comfortable. You don't want to live your life comfortable, because this place is about to fall apart. There's a lot of things going on throughout the states. Alright, in this place called America, there's a lot of things going on. It's just not mentioned on the news. You got the railroad shutdowns. You got the people that work at the railroads. They're on strike. Now you got the nurses. They've been on strike for over a year. And you have the patients on strike. The patients is also paying more than what they can afford. And then the nurses, they're working over hours and they're not even getting higher wages for working because they're being worked too much. They're not even getting paid for that. So this people is in misery. People is in misery. People is in fear. People is upset. People is not happy. Alright? So this is why you don't want to treat this place as your rest. Micah 2:10, "Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest." So don't be trying to treat this place as your rest. You want to be up on your feet and you want to be prepared. You want to be prepared. You don't want to get comfortable, because that's what happens a lot amongst Israel. We get too comfortable. Once we get things, going our way for a little bit, we start getting comfortable and not, standing on our own 2 feet, remembering to stay on your feet. Be prepared what is to come. It says, because it is polluted. This place is polluted. The philosophies, these religions, the the contradiction, because they do things wrong. Big Bang Theory, all this bugged out nonsense stuff. What is this and that, philosophizing all day. It's polluted. It's because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with the sword of destruction. Right? It's all this madness, man. I want to be careful what I say. It's okay to be a sodomite here. Shit like that. It's okay to be a harlot here. These women have no morals, man. They don't even care. They feel that being a harlot is just the best thing ever. You get all the attention you want. Everything is just backwards and it's just misery here. So you don't want to treat this place as your rest. It says, it shall destroy you even with a sword of destruction. Right? This, you can be destroyed. All right? You take on to the philosophies here and stay embedded in that and stay following in that, and not coming out of this society, you're going to be destroyed in that. Because that's something you don't want, man. You don't want to treat this place as your rest. You don't want to get too comfortable here. All right? You don't want to be comfortable. All right? You don't want to be comfortable. This is, actually, I'll go back to this. I'm going to go to, get out that, this is Jeremiah 30, verse 5. This is Jeremiah 30 and 5. It says, for thus saith the Lord, we have heard a voice of trembling of fear and not of peace. Right? We're not in a time of peace. All right? We're in a time of fear. There's a lot of things going on. There's a lot of things going on. Earthquakes. You got rappers being killed. You got, you got storms. You got strikes. You got people upset. People going on strikes, protesting, earthquakes. There's a lot of deaths. There's a lot of things going on here. The Lord is intensifying His judgment. All right. It says, for thus saith the Lord, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. We're not in a time of peace. We're in a time of fear. People is upset. People is miserable. People is suffering, literally, working all them hours and still getting paid the same wages. They didn't give them higher wages. Their wages is still the same, and they're breaking their back. People working 24 hours. People probably are going home to get sleep, but they going to sleep, and then they being called to go right back in. So just imagine, you worked fucking 20 hours in the hospital, you go home to get some sleep, at least for like 5-6 hours, and they calling you back up again. You got to go back to work and work another 20 hours. You gonna be fed up. You gonna be upset. You gonna be miserable. You gonna be like, what the hell, man? I only slept 6 hours. I gotta go back to work and work another 20 hours. That's the shit that they probably going through. Shit like that. People's upset. People's fed up, and you're still getting paid the same wage, and you're working 20 hours every day. 20 to 21 hours every day, because nurses work a lot. They deal with a lot of patients. That's a lot to deal with. All right. Verse 6, it says, as you know and see whether a man doeth travail with child, wherefore do I see every man with his hands in his lungs, as a woman in travail, and all faces are turning to paleness, feeble and weak. People is upset. People is miserable. People is suffering. People can't take it. People getting fucking expensive high ass bills just for getting one pill, just for going in there. You may have like a little sore throat or something like that, or you probably sprain your ankle, but you think you probably fucking broke it, and your foot is swollen and shit, and you go in there just to get an x-ray, just to get checked up on. All right, you fucking go home, and the next week, 2 weeks, you come back and your bill is like $2,500, $3,000. Just for getting checked on with just an x-ray. Shit like that. People is miserable. People is suffering, man. People is stressing the fuck out. Alright? It says, as you know and see whether a man do a travail with child, wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his lungs, as a woman in travail, and all faces are turning to paleness, feeble and weak. Verse 7, Alice, for that day is great, so there's none like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble. This is the time that we are coming into. This is the time that we are coming into. All right, we are coming into that time. So, it says that that day is great, so there's none like it. It's even the time of Jacob's trouble. That's the time that we're coming into. We are coming into that time. All right, these are the times that we are really coming into. All right. So, let me get to this, and then I'm into here. Got to get ready to head out somewhere. This is 2nd Esdras 15:1. It says, behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord. And who's doing that? The men of the Lord. The Lord speaks to his prophet, the prophets, and the prophets are the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. They're fisher for the elect. They're warning and telling them what's due to come. And it's either you're going to take heed to it or not. All right? It's either you're going to take heed to it or not. All right? Verse 5, it says, behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, the famine, death, and destruction. And these are the things that the Lord is doing. He's intensifying his wrath. He's intensifying his judgment. Ecclesiastes 12:1 goes into that. All right? Verse 6, it says, for the wicked have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. What are the hurtful works? You see the things that's going on. I'm not even going to explain it. You seen the things that's going on. Because if I say any more than what I'm saying, I'm going to get a strike. I just got a strike on one of my other channels yesterday. So I got to really be careful what I say. Verse 10, it says, "Behold, my people is led as a flock to slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt," which is Babylon the Great. Verse 11, "But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and will smite Egypt with plagues before I will destroy all the land thereof." Right? Because ancient Egypt was destroyed already. Ancient Egypt fell already. The Lord already destroyed Egypt. But this place called America is modern day Egypt. So the Lord is putting plagues upon this place. You got the, what is a plague? A plague is a disease. Alright? You got the monkeypox. You had the COVID, the monkeypox. So you got a lot of stuff, just a lot of diseases, plagues that's being put on the earth. And it's all the doing of the Lord. It says, "But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and will smite Egypt with plagues as before, and I will destroy all the land thereof." Verse 12, it says, Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and the punishment of the Lord. As punishment, Salakia, that Yahweh Shemashai shall bring upon it. And everything is all doing of the will of the Lord. So, hey, man, I'm going to end it right there. I'll probably do a part 2 after this, Salakia, because I got to go run some errands real quick. But I'm in it there with that. So, yeah, man, people are really upset. They're angry, upset. They're stressed out. They're bugging out. People get probably behind on bills. People was probably expecting bigger checks, and they were getting the same amount of a regular check. So they being cheated out of hours, etc. People is getting upset. People stressing out. People, not being able to spend time with their children. They always working, because the nurses, they don't really get days off. They even work on holidays. So they already missing out. I'm just saying, holidays is wicked as fuck. But I'm just saying they don't get days off. They don't get holidays off. They don't get days off. So it's publicly paraphrasing. To them, that shit is bugging them out. They don't really get to spend time with their family like that. They don't. They always have to work. They always have to labor. They always have to do this other stuff. And now that this has happened, they're getting upset. I'm working 21 hours every day, and I'm not even getting paid higher wages. My wages is still the same like I worked a regular shift. Like, people get upset about that. People get upset about that. So, hey, man, Lord willing, this is edifying. I want to give all praise to Yahweh Bashim Ashai Bashim Kakudash. And double honor to you, that was Apostle Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, salutations, soulful elect, and shalom to you, sincere brother, scattered abroad, pushing forth this word in truth and sincerity. I'm your brother Mashiach Arazakah from the servants of Yahweh Shai Camp, Las Vegas, Nevada branch. And pretty much, yeah, man, that's it, man. I'm going to do a part 2 on this. Lord willing, this is edifying next time I say shalom.